Hey everybody, hope y'all are doing well today. This is my review of episode 18. Even though my DVR says it's episode 20, I know better. Episode 18, season 11 of The Walking Dead. The title of the episode is A New Deal. And we'll get it started here. We had last week, it ended on a cliffhanger of everyone was in the caves, and Daryl was, had the knife to Hornsby's throat. Well, they give in because, they get killed. But Daryl does stab Hornsby in the hand, and I really had a good belly laugh from that. Like he'll live, but really, really enjoyed that. I'll try to make this a lot quicker than last week's because, very few people watch these anyway, and, when they get really long, less people watch it. But, everybody talking about leaving, it's one of those things where, it seems too good to be true, especially since they've given our people so much, that there's no free lunch. Lots of goodbyes and foreshadowing, and none of the people have left though so far, at least even in the other episodes that I've watched. The one episode above this one. Nobody's dead yet, but usually when you're having all these tearful goodbyes, sometimes they are final goodbyes. And commercials again. I really wish they could just have a sponsor that was at the bottom of the screen. I would rather have a little banner, have somebody sponsor each episode, and have no commercials otherwise. Just be so much better. I could get used to tuning out the advertisement. Lots of goodbyes really in this one. Ezekiel wants to stay, Carol wants to go. Max's trick with Sebastian is pretty good. Negan and his old lady, looking at their baby, which, that's just gonna be an end. Daryl putting on his old vest, and just a good transitory transition episode. There's not a whole lot of big things that happen, but there's a whole lot of small things that move the story along. And so far with all these, I've not been let down, so I'm happy with that. Ezekiel, I cannot think of his stupid name now. Eugene and Max trying to get help from, I'm just a terrible reviewer. Anyways, them trying to get help is kind of silly. And that guy, same guy that I can't think of his name now, his people killing, other Commonwealth people just to get walkers in the walls. That's probably something I would do if I was in his spot too, but it's just kind of stupid in this world where that's one thing you want to keep out. And Daryl trying to parent Judith, they do have Judith acting a whole lot like a teenage Carl, so, Max recording Sebastian, I thought was pretty good. yeah, just the wrestling match is kind of silly. Uh, everything going to shit after they play the tapes, nice. Sebastian dying, you know, in a totally different way than the comic, because he's the one that kills Rick in the comic, so it's very satisfying to see him get taken out. But yeah, just a really decent episode, but it's still just transitory. Not a whole lot happens, but what does happen is very consequential. And the next episode is pretty good, but you'll just have to wait till next week to hear me babble on about it. But it's crazy. We only have 6 more, and I've watched the one after this one, so really I only have 5 more. Zombies are always my favorite monster, so I'm gonna be really sad when the main show's gone, but it's such is life. Anyways, we'll see y'all next week.